And we're live! Hey everybody, it is Sunday night. Did at the Top the Fourth Wall plays The Outer Worlds, and everyone else who's here is going to entertain you for a minute because I was grabbing my wireless keyboard in order to, use that instead of the Clicky-Clacky, because, it's loud and stuff, and the USB and the Bluetooth receiver dropped down behind the table, so I need to get that. So, Eliza, Lotus Prince, Xandru, entertain them.
What? But I didn't. What? Hey, look at me! I can juggle.
Let's see. Oh, you can juggle? Here, let me grab one of those balls.
That's what I got for my birthday. It's a flashlight and also like a magnet. So.
I'm a ghost.
So useful tools.
I can't juggle at all. I just wanted you to think better of me.
It's okay.
Why don't you try juggling chainsaws? It might make it easier.
It still shocks me that there are people out there who can actually juggle chainsaws. Like, how the fuck did they do that?
Now, I will give a little credit for juggling chainsaws here. You only mess up once.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you only mess up once because after you mess up, you're never messing up again.
After you mess up, you admit, man, I'm not good at this, and you walk away.
You are never messing up again after that.
It's like that Futurama joke: 2 robots enter and 1 leaves, and then the other leaves after being declared the winner.
Oh my god. For me, it'd be like juggling chainsaws. That seems really handy. Yeah, until it stops being handy.
Yeah, at which point you realize, yeah, this doesn't help anybody, and then you try juggling other things.
Like your life.
No, or not just your life, but like other people's as well. Like, dear God.
Everything is awful. How's everyone else's day going?
Kind of
Decent,
boring, honestly.
I got to play with some guinea pigs.
I'm finally not feeling sick after several days, so I'm doing better tonight.
Played a game of Subnautica, just playing it, but then I die and I don't get any cool stuff, and I'm angry, so I rage quitted.
You know what they should make is Supernautica, where you're just walking around a field and nothing happens.
But
no,
we call that Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft is the secret Supernautica.
They should do it. They should make a multiplayer version of Subnautica.
I do hear that they are going to make a sequel, and from what I saw from the trailer, it might look like multiplayer, but to be fair, I'm looking at a trailer, and I don't know any actual confirmation if so.
Also, yeah, Samurai the Cat says, not to show off, but I started doing vlogs on my reading of Steel Ball Run on my channel. Hope everything will get better. Steel Ball Run is fucking great, by the way, so you know what? Good for you just for that.
You know what I thought about doing at several points? getting like the box set of Dark Shadows, that 1,500 episode show.
I was just gonna say the TV show. I assume you mean, yeah.
Because they released a box set of Dark Shadows, and I was thinking, hey, you know what would be fun? Watch like 3 episodes at a time and do vlogs out of it, so I can talk about one of my favorite soap operas of all time.
Also, I see in chat, wouldn't Supernautica be in the sky above the ocean? Yeah, it would, but it could also be in land above the ocean. Why not? It's just, the point is, it's above the ocean.
At that point, it would be known as Sky Nautica, not Supernautica.
Well,
If
no,
it was
it's not Nautica, you know, like water, nautical.
Wouldn't Supernautica be just under the water on Super Earth?
Dear God.
If you're on Super Earth, then yeah, I'll take that. So you'd be like sub Supernautica.
I can't
I
find
would
the
not-
damn thing.
Oh.
Okay, so whatever. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing quite all right. Now I'm thinking
Pretty
about
good.
Steel Ball Run.
We're off to an auspicious beginning here.
I just want to throw this out there, like, Steel Ball Run hasn't been animated yet, but it is one of the better JoJo parts. It's very entertaining. Also, we have a new super chat by Chaos Nightmare. Challenge for Linkara. What Pokemon types would each of the Team Fortress 2 mercs use? Minus Soldier, because he would make use of the American type.
We all know that Soldier's main Pokemon would be Braviary.
And I'm only getting audio out of one of my speakers.
Lovely.
Keep speaking.
There we go. Talking.
Talking.
Talking is a free action.
But yeah, I don't know about the Team Fortress 2 like Pokemon types. Like I've really fallen off.
I think I've gotten them. Fighting type
I
is
rolled fire.
heavy is fighting type. Pyro is fire type.
Scout Engineer.
The medic would definitely use dark types.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because of the character himself.
I was also going to say we're probably going to only have a shorter stream because right now I'm on a regular sleep schedule, which means I've been tired for like the last 3 hours because I've been up since 5 a.m.
Understood.
So yeah, we're going off great here. I'm just like, I'm annoyed. I'm having technical issues. Just going great, guys. It's going great. Thank y'all for being here, by the way.
Always love being here.
Screw it. We're just going to the game.
Yeah, fix those tech issues with Spacer's Choice.
Breeze Dorling, rest in peace, as Alan, a.k.a. Lanipator. Why would that be rest in peace?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
If you're referring to real world stuff, I answered this question on my Tumblr, and also I remind you, real world is not allowed here.
No real world, guys, please.
Except for technical issues revolving around the goddamn keyboard.
So Engineer is Steel type, I can get behind that.
Scout would probably be normal type.
You have skill points available.
Yeah, he just walks up and hits you with the bat, that's fair enough.
Boink.
Bonk, boink. If you grew up where I grew up, you'd be fucking dead. Like, it's amazing.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never played Team Fortress 2. Just lack of interest, honestly.
I haven't
My
either, but those
main in
videos
Team Fortress-
are amazing.
My main in Team Fortress 2 was Scout.
Alright, so what are we
I got
doing?
really good at just running up and bonking people on the head.
Anyway, let's remind ourselves what the hell we were doing last week.
You were following footprints.
Yes, we were following footprints in order to find out who killed a celebrity.
Yeah.
You use that, like, it's a device that shows you footprints, but it was that, like, hypothetical, like, thing that could have changed. I forgot what it was called.
The
Oh,
That
yeah. DF Master, tasting dirt. That's what you were doing.
Yes, we were also tasting dirt. All the
I
tasting
forgot
dirt.
that. I forgot
Captain
that.
Avenger 1993. For something funny, I broke Xandrew in his stream and made him say a naughty word.
Wait, what?
You're
Y'all
not
want
taking my
contact?
virgin ears twice.
Mind the gas canisters. Hello, everyone. This is your friendly custodial staff offering a preemptive apology if the elevator hall is crowded with gas canisters. There are quite a few of them and only one of them me, so I'm moving them in loads down to the utility room. Do be cautious. They're filled with a sedative potent enough to put a hungry mama Raptidon out cold. Chaos Nightmare. Curses Linkara to be an extra in the live-action King 1.5. Get meerkatted, Linkara. I don't know what that refers to.
The Lion King 1.5, which was basically a midquel between. Well,
Oh,
for
that.
Lion King-
Sorry, I didn't understand what the super chat said. Like curses me to be an extra in that. Okay.
Yeah, you are now a CG lion that doesn't have lines, like, so you're not in the movie.
No, I think they want you to be a CG meerkat.
Dear esteemed colleagues, my team and I are all heading to the Ground Colonials bar this evening for some drinking and fellowship. All real scientists are welcome to join us. You know, the ones that produce quantifiable data and theorems.
The all caps really.
And don't spend their time jabbering over how this lighting on that bottle will increase customer sentiment. Cheers from some who understands that market researchers aren't real scientists.
Wow.
Wait, that is not how that works.
I mean, they're right. They're not real scientists.
It probably is how that works in this universe.
Team, as we continue our new round of research and product development, I am increasing the required safety gear for lab workers involved. As some of you know, a few recent accidents involving subjects have left workers maimed, scarred, and one worker had their left hand permanently discolored to a shade of lime green. Rizzo's Research and Development District Labs is expected to be continuous to produce revolutionary advancements in the food and beverage industry. These measures will help us further pursue that mission.
Really? Because they want to think about you singing Dig a Tunnel. Which, by the way, is the best song in Lion King 1.5.
By the way, Linkara, what is this, like, what I was talking about before, like, that device you're using to scan, like, what is that thing called?
I can't remember. Let me see.
It was that, like, displacer or, like, hypothetical...
Discrepancy amplifier.
Discrepancy. There we go. Thank you. And J Manor Productions says he looks like Mad Hatter. He made a tech suit.
Mad Hatter being Iron Man. That's an interesting concept.
Iron
play
Hatter.
American McGee's Alice. He doesn't have a tech suit, but, like, he's in, like, a clockwork level.
Oh, no, that's just an interesting idea I just thought of. What if the Avengers were put into the roles of the characters from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of stuff tries doing, like, allusions to Alice in Wonderland.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, heck, like, the first time I don't know about the first time, but, like, I remember, like, watching an episode of Card Captors where, like, the main character gets sucked into the story of Alice in Wonderland, and all the characters replace, like, the Alice in Wonderland characters. So I'm like, what in the world's happening? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like how, okay, this is something that Marvel once did, like, back, I think it was in, like, 2008 or so, 2008, 2009, where they did an Avengers Oz story, where they had the Avengers take the place of the characters from the Oz story. And I believe they had Beast be the Cowardly Lion.
Why did you step right in front of me, Parvati?
That was so stupid. Like, while you're shooting.
Pravati!
Of course you had the Avengers, like, because Oz Beast would be the Cowardly Lion.
I am trying to raid the fridge here!
You're just, like, deliberately like, oh, tartar sauce, okay. Just, like, one thing at a time, yoink.
That other body.
I just love weird mashups like that where they, like, recast characters from one franchise into having to take the roles from another franchise.
And that's cute
I
and all,
do like-
but it's also something I can't really think of on the fly for the most part.
Yeah.
Pokemon types are a
Also-
little easier, but like trying to figure out like that kind of thing in my mind requires a lot of deeper thought. Like, okay, like characteristics, how does it apply to their character? Does it seem like they would match this, etc., etc. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Product Innovation Lab. Your lab notes. Trial K08 has produced moderate results. The zero-calorie sweetener produces 36% of the amount of dopamine compared to popular cigarette brands. It is possible this is as far as we can go without introducing substances that would categorize this as a tobacco product, and we're already towing the line as is. I'm interested in a trial with a larger set of test subjects, however our lab's resources are getting cut thanks to the new lab that's begun across the hall. Maybe we can offer it to our colleagues in the marketing lab. She'll be thinking too regarding proper Earth science. Man, this guy really does not like the marketing team. And to be fair, they're not wrong considering the hyper-capitalistic world we live in, but still.
Yeah, it would suck in this world.
Lord
Real
AJ of
quick,
Drucken, stop shooting at me! I'm looting!
Yeah, really.
Well, a lot of messages here. Dr. Blossom, I apologize, wouldn't be doing the team justice if I didn't question the budget cuts this lab has seen. We've had to shelve 3 products, and we're losing 2 more researchers. Honestly, whatever's being developed in the lab across the hall better be more addictive than Adrenatime. Dr. Blossom, I apologize for our team's outburst at the product presentation. I assure you we didn't intentionally mean to scream in terror and assume the fetal position when Spectrum, Brown, and its slogan were unveiled. It has to be something the marketing lab did. For law's sake, they aren't even real scientists. Stop immediately. I am sending the message to both teams in the marketing and product labs. I do not know the extent of your squabbles, but they end here. If it weren't for the incredible projections Spectrum Brown shows, we'd all be out of work after that embarrassment at the presentation. I expect more from both departments. What in the architect's blue blazes is going on? What in blessed corporate law is all that commotion down there? I don't believe the rocket fuel combination distillery mixture was scheduled for another week. Could someone please inform me as to what the racket is all about? You better have a damn good reason for interrupting my meeting with the administrator. I expect a full explanation and apology within the next 15 minutes, or people are going to start losing jobs. I think they killed each other.
They just said they're combining drinks with rocket fuel.
I mean, don't you do that? I feel like that's the standard policy to combine things with rocket fuel.
I would not combine things that are from a distillery with rocket fuel. That just sounds like a explosive time.
Okay, anyone who's seen news radio, rocket fuel, more liquor, damn!
I sadly don't know the
Yeah,
reference.
sorry.
You're
Yeah,
all
sorry,
Philistines. Watch news radio.
That's a lot more Rizzos than I ever want to see in my life.
The only thing I know about news radio is I think Phil Hartman was on it.
He was. The first episode of season 5 is dedicated to his memory.
Aw.
And I like Phil Hartman.
He was very good on it.
He was very good on everything he did. Definitely because John Lovitz was Phil Hartman's best friend.
Don't you try to confuse me with your half-truths and gorilla dust.
You have to use the spinning blades of the windmill.
Like, one of my favorite things was the fact that John Lovitz and Phil Hartman are both in the Brave New poster.
How the hell tough is this thing?
Heal, 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 heal! For the love of God, heal! Well, fart.
Well,
Okay, not gonna lie, those aliens are gnarly looking.
I'm guessing it just glitched out. Ah, good, it's saved right here.
And Captain Avenger says, how do you like the stuff I sent you in the P.O. box?
I liked it plenty. I've actually been hiding the Astro Mega ship you sent me like forever now, so I'm gonna try to figure out a good place to put it on the shelf downstairs.
Nice. Okay, I don't know why, but looking at this gun, it's reminding me of like one of the Nerf guns that I own. It's like crazy.
I lost most of my Nerf stuff. I only have one Nerf gun left.
Aw, Eliza, with permission, can I give you a hug?
I think this is actually the way I went down. Never mind.
Like, I used to have this really nice Nerf bow and arrow.
Ooh.
Come over to our place sometime, Eliza. We have a box full of Nerf guns.
Oh, amen to that.
And I'd also made my own custom Nerf gun at one point.
Oh, yeah. Oh, making a custom Nerf gun is so much fun.
I can theoretically 3D print Nerf guns.
Basically, what I did was I made a wrist-mounted crossbow Nerf gun.
Wait, so you modded a wrist... Really?
Yeah. It took me like several months of just working on it. Because I didn't have a 3D printer, so I had to do all the work myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So I had to like make molds for the plastic, make sure I did it all in a well-ventilated area. Not that kind of mold.
Oh, that's really cool.
Clockwork Soul says the Linkara Nerf battles are the stuff of legend, though the cats end up winning every time. No one has figured out how, though.
Ah.
They're
Because the
very
cats
efficient at
always
what they
win.
do.
Yeah, that'd just be a cute video to just do. Just like have characters like pull out every Nerf gun available and just make it look like a massacre or something. Only it just, and then Vika just walk in going, "You're all a bunch of nerds."
Used to be Nerf wars at MagFest back in the day.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I think Marsgill arranged those.
Yep.
Nerf Wars used to be at almost every con. Nerf Wars were so fun.
Yeah, but that
I take a big.
place to do it.
Alright, this.
I hope they make a comeback
I don't
someday.
know. It's our discovery. Slug Lab finally finished our first set of experiments on those parasites we harvested from the infected would-be attraction animals, and the results have been... What the hell am I doing? Why am I taking this tone? Who's going to see this aside from members of the research team? I barely need mention how beyond completely phenomenal today's find has been. Not only have we discovered why Harold, the system's saddest teacup canid, had his remarkable turnaround. Frankly, I'm amazed no one realized something was awry earlier. His cage was only about as large as he was. By the way, Myers, there goes your daily adreno injections theory, you buffoon. But we've also found something that will find me to a vice presidential position in no time. Remind me to devote a bench commemorating the Rizzo's semi-industrial exploration team for giving their lives to bring back the Iridanium gigaseus from the Holy Caves. I'll also be certain to devote an even larger bench to myself for finding the birth site of the parasites and ordering experiments to start. I've already been in talks with management about ideas for products that could utilize the parasites' joy-intensifying hormones. It's amazing that Slug hasn't looked deeper into this. We may have had to seed from the land, but seemingly they haven't disturbed the research sites. Well, their oversight is Rizzo's immense benefit. Great job, me.
Cute.
So she purposefully did it. Good to know.
Slug Lab, I'm sure some of you are still shaken by the events earlier today, but the course of science never did run smooth. The benefits of our research are easily worth the potential risks associated. Garcia would most certainly agree if she were still alive. Talked to Administrator Ludovico about setting up some additional security measures in case of another test subject breach. In the meantime, for the love of the architect, do not infect an individual test subject with more than one parasite. The frenetic joy will have to be enough, at least for now.
Administrator Ludovico.
I remember. Wasn't Ludovico one of the people who hired us?
Yeah, but Ludovico is also the Ludovico technique from...
Yeah, the Clockwork Orange.
I'm still looking into promotional means, but I think we'll find something soon. Some Rizzo's product engineers have discussed mass producing the parasites and placing them in some kind of beverage to evenly distribute the joy-inducing hormones. Things still seem very promising. I look forward to the day when I can leave this backwater facility behind. Lab notes, gas and test subject, Slug Lab. Blossom demanded we help the engineering team produce a gas that would target the neural links of individuals infected by Iridanium gigaseus. Well, we did, and it was simple enough. Just isolate a particular cell type only found in the parasites and produce an enzyme that would shock them temporarily into stasis. But you better believe the second it came time to tell the administrator about it, she was the one who developed the gas, and she was the one who had been primarily working with engineering to get everything together. She takes credit for the initial finding, and even after Dr. Garcia's death, which was basically all Dr. Blossom's fault, she still somehow manages to find a way to spin things in her favor. Some of the other researchers were talking about altering the gas not to target test subjects, but to target her, and for it not to render its target unconscious, but dead. I wouldn't write this down, but I know Dr. Blossom doesn't read log entries that she didn't write. Tell you, their ideas are beginning to seem more and more appealing.
Can we just burn everything down?
TL855 Book Club is the other name for the nameless, the Shri Karai, Eaters of the Forest, references Shakari. Me, I have no idea. All we know is they come from a planet known as Planet X.
Planet X. Oh god, just be careful of Monster Zero.
Are you sure they're
Every
going to
80s cartoon ever.
At your earliest convenience, the Slug Lab requires your sanitation services for cadaver removal. There are 2 bodies at present in the RR and DD labs, 1 scientist and 1 test subject. Send a team to move the personnel corpse to the incinerator. After this, please send a hazard team to dispose of the test subject. For highly classified reasons, the corpse can emit certain chemical compounds that are extremely dangerous if mishandled. Please don't skimp on the protective gear. We hate to have to hire a separate utility team to pick up the bodies of yours. What in the earth is the blades going on? What in blessed corporate law is all that commotion down there? I don't believe the rocket fuel combination distillery mixture was scheduled for another week. Okay, we already got that one.
Yeah.
Oh, nope. Turn to route, messages. Okay, we got those already.
Can we just burn everything to the ground?
I mean, that's gonna be our policy in this game.
Could have helped a lot of people with all the bits they poured into this place.
Burn to the ground.
This place, God, every place in the universe is a mess right now.
This is why capitalism is bad. Well, hyper-capitalism is bad.
Space capitalism.
No, capitalism is bad. We can just say it.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I allowed to just say that. Because everyone knows my position on that. Screw capitalism.
Yoink.
Food.
All the purple stuff.
Yeah,
Where's
Cliff
the-
Roger says we're not flame high-enard. Quick, how many people get that?
I get it.
I made that reference.
I think I'm over encumbered. I can't run right now.
I love the Mega Man series.
But that game is so annoying.
Yes, it is. Whenever I play Mega Man 7, Mega Man X7, I turn off the volume of X7 and then play X7.
You punk, you punk, you punk, you punk.
Because X7 is best when you don't hear it.
Which is ironic, because X, like, they've always had really, really good music, but that game is just annoying. Well, you know what? You could turn it back up for, like, not the bosses.
Yeah, but the moment there's bosses,
Yeah,
turn
it's
off
over.
the sound.
It's over. Like, good idea with terrible execution.
Like, oh, let's have the bosses talk. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. But here's the thing. You could have done so much better with that audio mixing, with the repetitive voices.
The repetitive voices is what gets me.
Now, I just have a problem with the audio mixing and the repetition of the bosses, because the audio mixing is so bad.
We need more audio from, what was it, like Mega Man 8? Like the one with the janky voice acting?
Yes.
We need to
Dr.
stop him,
Wily!
Mega Man. Yeah, but where is Dr. Wily? That's a good question. I love that.
I love the fact that in the end of the entire game, Dr. Light sounds like he's saying Dr. Wily.
Dr. Wowie.
When we find that media, we'll find Dr. Wowie. But I just love the little stumble, like Mega Man. It's so fun.
Mega Man.
8 is just
Check
jank.
the radar room.
We're taking it away, Wawa.
And Classic
Radar.
Watcher, yeah, Maverick's been talking since X4, but they're not incredibly annoying. Like X7 puts that stuff on repeat during a boss fight, and it just keeps going.
Mm-hmm. Like in X4, they would have them. They would have them like say something at the beginning of the match, have a few like grunts and stuff for during the match.
Hello.
One boss in particular, and I think it might have been X4, did a Hadouken and Shoryuken, which was just kind of funny because you could do that yourself in X1.
I think that was the dragon guy from.
It was. It was definitely the fire or lava guy. I just forgot what he was called.
I don't remember what he
pick
was.
up
I just know he was like a fire dragon.
Yes. I'll see if I can look it up real quick. It shouldn't be hard.
Like I said, I love Mega Man, although my favorite Mega Man games are the Legends games, which Legends 3, Capcom,
Magma's
released
regular
it.
one.
That's all I want from you, Capcom. I want a new Mega Man. I want Mega Man Legends 3.
Well, according to
I want-
Capcom, you don't. The fans don't want it enough.
Tell that to the petition that so many fans signed.
What petition? Anyway, Callisto8413 says Planet X. Is that the one with the Amazon women? Or is that Pluto? I can never remember my MSG3K episodes. Yeah, but yeah, Planet X is like every child's sci-fi story ever. It's from Planet X. Ninja Turtles loved saying Dimension X, like just whatever.
Don't forget, Planet X is also where the alien race that Scooby-Doo is descended from comes from.
Sorry, what?
Oh, wait, Mystery Incorporated lore.
Classic Watcher points out that the X4 Mavericks actually did have voices in Japanese, but they weren't dubbed, so they were moved in the US version, except for the main bosses. It makes me think of like Mewtwo and Falco in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Like they had victory lines in Japanese.
If you've never watched Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, it's revealed that Scooby-Doo is descended from an alien.
What?
Yeah, Scooby-Doo is an alien.
He's a fucking dog.
He's an alien dog.
He's a talking dog.
Yeah. He's an inexplicable fucking dog, like his friend Astro.
Rog? Where?
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, you think about it. Scooby-Doo always says dog where?
Oh yeah, good point. Cooper Roth points out the Fire Emblem characters also had lines, but not in the English dub. In Melee, they would just be like, yeah, or whatever. Which is funny, because Marth still had his Japanese taunts, but I guess they just didn't bother with victory lines.
Other things that Planet X has been used for is that time when Marvel did a alternate universe where everyone on the planet got exposed to
The Terrigen Mist.
Terrigen Mist, which caused everyone in the planet who had a either inhuman ancestry or mutant DNA to, have it activate.
Utility Terminal, welcome, insert name. We're happy to have you as the new mechanic/custodian at insert location. It's your responsibility to ensure your location of employment is tidy and works like a charm. Your duties include, but not limited to, cleaning of all surfaces, regular maintenance of all machinery, restocking employee break areas, maintenance of all electronic systems, keeping inventory of the location's operational item reserves, voluntary assistance for the lab's research as needed, maintaining thorough documentation for your possible successor. We know that sounds like a lot, but don't worry, your predecessor has kept thorough documentation for your needs you can find on this terminal. We hope you're excited to begin this most fulfilling career, and remember, whoa, 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 it's Rizzo's.
Your predecessor kept notes regardless of who you are and what your position is. That reminds me of that meme, like, I ain't reading all that, but congratulations, or I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah.
Sir, this pizza. File how to be a janitor. Training file corrupted, please guess how to do your job to the best of your ability.
How to be a janitor? I don't know.
Gotten 17 requests from the lab workers that I had to respond to, and also managed to find time to sweep, mop, and buff this whole place. I was hoping that the employee how-to document would help with some of these machines that I've never seen before in my life, but guess what? The asshole left it completely blank. Utility Terminal got a request from Dr. Blossom to hook up the gas lines and some canisters that are mixed with a heavy sedative for dispersal in lower labs. Luckily, I've got enough experience cleaning all the muck that builds up in the vents to get it all done in a couple of days. So I wonder what they're needing this for. I think they took the last of the Raptidons out of the lab last week. I guess the pheromone flavoring results weren't as promising as I'd hoped.
Were they using Raptidon pheromones in their drinks?
I think so, yeah. Experiment participation. Jackpot, since I read that stupid orientation document, I've been hoping they'd ask me to volunteer for something, and here it is. I get to be a taste tester for the newest Spectrum flavor. I'm heading to the lab right after I fix the clog in the shower. So exciting! Oh boy! And we know what they were doing with their experiments.
Yeah.
That's just like, do you remember, like, did you ever play Portal 2 and hear all those Cave Johnson announcements?
Yeah.
He had that one thing, like, we were doing experiments with, like, people and praying mantises. Bad news, now we have a bunch of mantis men. Good news, you could go out and, like, hunt them now. You're just like, Jesus.
Oh my god.
Mantis men don't count as people, so you can hunt them to your heart's content.
Yeah, like, he delivered it in a funnier way. It was like, bad news, the experiment didn't work, but good news, you can now go, like, out hunting for a bunch of mantis men. It's just like, Jesus.
Oh god, I just realized. With that in mind, this is the future that, like, Portal 2 has become. What do you think about it?
Portal 2 was, like, hyper science. This is hyper corporatism.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, technically, Portal 2 was, what if a total idiot ran a science company and the entire thing was just throw everything at the wall to see what works?
Yeah, well, that was it. They were like, well, that didn't work. Guess we'll shut that down. Like, this has a degree of it, but it's not like the point of the universe.
Dr. Blossom?
Also, I just want to. There's something I like pointing out, and the fact is that how the Terrigen Mist was changed in Marvel, and how originally it could activate both inhuman DNA and mutant DNA, but then they retconned it in the 2012s to being it kills mutants.
Somebody didn't want us talking to Dr. Blossom. You think it was Miss Helen's kid?
Because that was a dumb retcon.
All this talk about corporatism, though, just keeps making me want to, like, go back to Armored Core, but those games get longer and more difficult as you go.
Now
Pretty much, yeah.
Portal 2 again of exploding lemons.
Technically, Portal 2 shares the universe with Half-Life and Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, it makes sense, especially with Half-Life.
Because Half-Life and Team Fortress 2 are in the same universe.
Thank you, Discrepancy Amplifier. That's very helpful.
But in this universe, they'll do it if they think they could turn a profit from it. But in Portal, it was like, I just want to see what happens, no matter how pointless it is.
Yeah. Like, Cave Johnson just threw single thing that came to his mind at the wall. The fact that the portal guns actually worked is the surprising thing.
The one thing that works precisely as intended.
Well, there's also the jump gel and like the speed gel, so there's that.
That is true, actually. Maybe they just couldn't find practical applications with it, so they're stuck in like science experiment rooms.
Gunshots.
And yes, just like it was because they were trying to replace the X-Men with the Inhumans. Because of dumb shit.
Interesting. Were you paying attention at all to that?
Yes. Where?
The organic matter that comprises this lab worker died at a similar time and of similar circumstance as the other corpses already scanned.
No kidding.
Similar to.
They died at the same time. They shot each other? Okay, I just remind myself of an old limerick.
Let's see. Apologies for late notice, but Miss Bellamy has requested a tour of the facilities when she's visiting Erados as Halcyon Helen. Please prepare for her arrival in the morning. Well, you already did it again. At long last, you located a bottle of Spectrum Black hidden in a crevice of musty shelf space in the storage warehouse last night. That much closer to finally getting the Spectrum Gatling to work. And what happened? You got all the way back to the water tower before running into a group of primals already diverting themselves with fruits of the fermented variety. One bad blackout later, and here you are, covered in primal vomit without the Spectrum Black. Get it together.
Oh my.
I already got this one. Oh,
What kind of monster kills all these people over a data cartridge?
files. There's a file deleted.
I just reminded myself of one of my favorite poems.
That being?
Ladies and gentlemen, skinny and stout, I'll tell you a tale I know nothing about. The admission is free, you pay at the door. Now pull out a chair and sit on the floor. On one bright day in the middle of the night, two dead boys got up to fight. Back to back, they faced each other, drew their swords, and shot each other. The blind man came to see fair play, the mute man came to shout hooray. The deaf policeman heard the noise and came to stop those two dead boys.
Interesting.
And T Elite says, also hope everyone's enjoying a new favorite hut in the book club, Churro the Hut, if you say so.
I love that poem because it's a complete nonsense poem.
Well, you'd love Lewis Carroll then.
I do.
Play.
Let's see. Have you watched Transformers Prime? Thoughts on the Energon universe? I freaking love Transformers Prime.
Transformers Prime is okay, but I much prefer Transformers Animated.
Oh,
I think
hands
it's
down.
remarkably little experience with Transformers. I've seen like a few episodes of the 80s show and the first Bay movie, which I hated. And that's like really kind of about it. Like I have very little Transformers experience. I had some of the toys as a kid, like that's about it.
My biggest experience for Transformers is still the Beast era, because heck, I think the Beast era is the best period of Transformers.
I definitely remember that being around. I just never saw it.
I mean, I own Beast Wars and Beast Machines full series on DVD.
Maybe update the terminal when you have a moment. Could you bring a map to the lobby? Dr. Blossom seems to have had a rather rough night and spilled some coffee on the floor.
I need to get the collections of Beast Wars 2 and Beast Wars Neo, so I have all of the Beast era.
The only thing of Transformers I still have is a good one. It's like OG, like Omega Supreme.
I still have lots of Transformers toys, but that's because when the
Emperor Seth, I didn't catch up with last week's stream yet, so I'm taking off. I'm not in the right headspace for jokes yet, so here's some help instead. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Seth.
Thanks, Seth.
Deal with Mosquitoes, report administrator Ludovica.
When the first Bay Transformers movie came out, I entered a contest.
What is
Really?
that sound?
And I got
Why am
second
I sure
place.
we're about to find out?
Nice.
Second place gave me 100 Transformers toys.
Oh my god.
Because like the toys are pretty cool.
I decided to do something interesting with those. I never had to buy my goddaughter a present for her birthday for like literally from 2008 until now.
That's amazing.
I set it up that way she got all the Transformers toys, like 2 a year. I'm just glad my goddaughter turned out to be a nerd girl who is kind of into Transformers.
And Transformers really
There you
are
go.
pretty cool. Like I like the toys all right as a kid, but at some point they got sold. My parents were not the kind of people to like just pull that kind of thing on me, so I assumed I was just okay with it at the time. But it was like, I did have a couple of the Ninja Turtles toys that turned into vehicles, like Raphael in a fighter jet and Donatello into a helicopter.
I didn't know about those.
There were a few of them. Like they weren't really prominent, but like a lot of my Turtles toys we got like at like a flea market or something like that. So like you never knew what you were gonna find. I want to say there was one we had that was like a truck or a bus or something. It's just like it's kind of cool. And there were also some that where the baby turtle turned into the adult turtle. I didn't have those, but I remember commercials for them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, for those who didn't know, I have both a godson and a goddaughter. They're both trans. They're great.
I love that we're talking Transformers while we're playing a space Skyrim in space, pretty much.
Well, to be fair, when you think about hyper-capitalism, thinking about Hasbro goes hand in hand nowadays.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
no,
also
fair.
to be fair, it's actually Fallout in space.
Fallout space, you know what, fair.
That is true. Yeah, Fallout is like Skyrim, but if it were post-apocalyptic and no longer isometric Fallout.
Oh.
Like for me, I think I talked about this before. But my start with Transformers was from the original cartoon, and then later Beast Wars. Kind of like bounced back and forth. I saw VHS tapes of the episodes of the Transformer cartoon. God, episodes on VHS. Good God. I got off it for a while, but then when I heard about like the Bay, actually this was before the Bay movies actually, like Transformer Armada being a thing, and I'm like, oh man, this is really cool. I fell off on that unfortunately. Then the Bay Former films came out, and first one I thought was good. Second one, I was on the fence on. It's kind of been forever since I've seen all of them, so I will put my personal opinions about that as a future thing. I don't know, but I will say. Rise of the Beasts and 1 are so good, in my humble opinion.
I heard 1 was really good.
My first experience with Transformers was when I was about 5 years old. My biological father, who I had to spend every 2 weeks every summer with, because the state of New York is a bunch of assholes. Sometimes. in order to keep us quiet and away from him one weekend, while we were having to stay with him, he rented a Laserdisc player.
That's right with the equipment you requested. Should work fine. Something with those poor product bastards are in REM sleep. Once they are, a Spectrum Brown slogan plays on a repeat of 1/4 of a decibel. Without recording people being torn apart by canids on a loop in the background. Jesus. Extreme morbid curiosity bids that I ask how exactly you procured a recording of so realistic in nature. Self-preservation, however, paces that. Just pay me off so I can destroy my memories of the interaction with ample applications of Spectrum. From nobody of consequence. Interesting.
And one of the Laserdisc movies that he rented with the Laserdisc player was the original Transformers film from 1985, I think it came out?
86.
86. And that was my first experience with Transformers, so I thought Opposite for the longest time, because I did not see anything other than a few episodes of Season 3 that I caught on television that were aired on USA Cartoon Express in 91. I did not see anything Transformers other than that movie and like 5 or 6 episodes of Season 3 until Beast Wars. So I thought Optimus Prime was just the mentor who dies at the start.
Yeah, if you go in knowing nothing, that's like a weird opening.
Yeah.
And
I saw a few episodes of the TV show as a kid back in the day, and I've seen clips of the movie, but to this day, I've never watched the movie from beginning to end.
I literally got, like... I feel calling me an idiot on a Transformers fan board when I said this, like, in 97, 98, that I thought Optimus Prime was just the mentor who dies.
I am using the discrepancy analyzer, and I'm finding nothing. I'm trying to do an optional quest right now because it says, like, you know, says to do it, and I'm doing it, but I'm not finding anything new.
Yeah, the Peaky meter has a better chance of scanning things than this thing. Oh, workbench discovered.
Hooray, a workbench.
Ooh, model spaceship.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Piece of candy.
Enough breakdown. Tinker. That's not any junk. Okay.
Because I have like I said many times on here before, I have this thing of, I find the weirdest entry points into various franchises. Like how the first thing I saw of The Simpsons was a comic book.
Really?
Yep.
I'm gonna leave in a minute because I'm finding nothing. I don't know what the optional thing wants us to do.
I don't remember what comic book it was, but I remember it was a The Simpsons comic book that I came across in like the late 90s. Because I did not watch The Simpsons throughout the 90s. I mean, I'd heard that it existed, but I didn't really pay attention to it.
Actually, now that you say that, like I always thought that I thought my family was allowed to watch The Simpsons, but then my dad's like, no, back then we weren't letting you guys watch that show because like it had stuff we didn't like. We're like, really?
The Simpsons was definitely edgier in its early seasons. There was like straight up violence on it, like for real.
The reason why my mom didn't want me watching The Simpsons is because the way Homer acted towards Bart in those early seasons, my mom thought that it would cause me to have panic attacks.
Yeah, that was a running gag for like decades. Just throttles his fucking kid. Like at the time, it was considered funny because The Simpsons was a subversion of like
The traditional.
not Full House specifically, but shows like that.
Yeah.
Like every sitcom ever made. Like, gee golly, Dad. Like, thanks for the advice. And The Simpsons is like, oh fuck this. Homer's a functioning alcoholic.
Oh me, oh my, oh me.
Oh me, oh my.
And my mom just didn't want me to having panic attacks, which, understandable. Super chat miss, let me go find it. what does Luther do from T Elite? What does Luther do with spare kryptonite? Cryptocurrency.
Hey now.
Timeline discrepancy detected
Oh, for the
nearby.
love.
Oh.
Body heat readings indicate that the culprit was just here, mere moments earlier in the timeline.
Examine the gate.
Looks like a standard ventilation shaft to me. Somebody around my size could have crawled in. Wouldn't have been comfortable or, clean. Ventilation shafts usually turn into sprat nests.
Examine the fuse. Oh, yeah. Examine the fuse box. God damn it.
Stop being infected.
I was examining things. Let me continue examining.
Oh.
How do y'all?
You're
You
so-
all doing okay? We're doing okay.
Yeah,
I'm tired, but that's pretty much it.
I'm trying to think of the franchise that probably had the weirdest entry point too.
I need my loot.
I don't think it's Star Wars, where my entry point was the Ewok movies. Or Pokemon, where my entry point was a single Pokemon card. It all started with a single card.
Active quest.
Oh, I get it. It's like in the second movie.
I got one.
Yeah, but for me it was a Voltorb card.
For me, I want to say, like, it was a really early episode of the anime. I think it was when they met that samurai kid, and Ash's Metapod went against his Metapod, and all they could do was just keep using Harden.
Isn't that like
Ash and
the
the other
fourth
guy
episode?
passed out.
Ow.
I'm trying to think if I've even
I
had a
set
series
them on
where I had a
fire. How are they still alive?
They're,
Yeah, I'm
they're
try-
tough
I'm trying to
as
think if
bees.
there's a series that I had a weird entry point to. Like, not usually.
My first time hearing about Pokemon was like a commercial, and like hearing the Poke Rap song, "Gotta Catch 'Em All." But for some reason, my brain thought, looking at the visuals and hearing the song, my brain thought, "Gotta catch a ball." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What is this nonsense?
I got
And
into,
my first. Go ahead.
I got into Pokemon thanks to my friends in middle school. One of them said, "Hey, I do a great Charmander impression." I was like, "The hell's a Charmander?" Not in
Yeah.
those words exactly, but they told me about Pokemon, and I watched it like that day, if I recall correctly. It was the Bill's Lighthouse episode. I was like, "Okay, I'm into this."
Nice.
For me, I was moving away from my hometown for the second time, and one of my friends said, "I know you like card games, so here's from a new card game," and handed me a Voltorb card. And I was like, "What the hell is this? What's a Voltorb?" So you can literally, I have to, this was my one of people asked me, what's my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon? I have to stop for a second and think, should I say what do I count as my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon? Do I count the Pokemon I like the most, or the Pokemon that literally got me into Pokemon?
The one that's your favorite.
My
Yeah, but-
my episode entry was like near the tail end episode of like of the Sinking of the Saint Anne episode. Like all the Pokemon are summoned and they're attacking Team Rocket, and I'm like, what is happening?
The first episode I saw, which was after I had gotten the Voltorb card, was the episode Tower of Terror,
Oh dear.
where Ash dies.
Oh yeah, like the retroactively banned episode. I actually did catch that on TV.
Like, the fact that that episode has Ash die, become a ghost, hang around with ghost Pokemon, and then come back to life.
He has to like reluctantly come back to life. Oh, no. He has to come back to life, but the ghosts are like, "Oh, come on, isn't it fun to hang out with us?" And Ash is like, "I mean, come on, man."
And then the Haunter decides, "Yeah, you're fun to hang out with, so I'm gonna follow you for a bit."
Meanwhile, in the manga, like Ash tries catching a giant Haunter, and rather than get caught, it uses self-destruct.
Black Fog. Oh my god. When I saw that, when I read that comic, I'm like, oh my god,
That was
what in the
badass.
world is this? That was so cool.
And yeah, Tim Johnson, I think they just like.
I am shooting wasps with bullets!
and Tim Johnson banned. I don't know if they banned it. That might be a step too far, but I think
they actually
did
did.
re-air it.
They actually did ban Tower of Terror for being aired on television for like 5 years after the Twin Towers fell.
Yeah.
Well, similarly, there was also that one where the Tentacruel attacks the city, even though they keep that clip in the opening credits every single goddamn episode.
Oh,
Yep,
like
they also banned that one for a while after 9/11.
Well, like, how in the world are you gonna like change up your, like, how are you gonna change the opening to the? Oh dear God, bees.
Because that clip was between lyrics. It was like Pokemon, like Crash, or it was like something like that. Like put in literally any other clip.
It's
But,
you and me, Crash. And now it's my
Yeah, like
destiny.
it's not like it's interrupting anything. Like put in anything else.
Yeah. To
It's
be
not
fair,
like
though,
that was part of the opening animation. Like that was a clip from an episode. Put in anything else.
there's also three for the first Kanto era. There was also like 3 other episodes that were banned at various points. Although one of them people get wrong why it was banned.
Captain Avenger, have you seen the look and symbol of Absolute Batman? Yeah, it looks dumb. I haven't read Absolute Batman, so I know nothing about it, but that symbol looks dumb. It's like an attempt to ape the Dark Knight Returns bat symbol, and frankly, that bat symbol's pretty dumb too, in my opinion.
Yeah. The episode Beauty and the Beast, people think it's banned because of James' inflatable tits. That's not the reason.
That is not the reason.
The
Yes.
reason is because they keep on sexualizing an 11-year-old.
Yep. Just, I get different culture, but at the same time, just not cool in general. Just no.
Yeah, welcome to 90s anime.
Ugh.
Like that's one of those things where like if Gen Z and then the younger kids, past them, whatever the current generation's called, like if it's ever like, oh, here's the cartoons I watched as a kid, like what the fuck?
All right. Check recent activity. 2 weeks threshold has since been purged. Messages. Generally, when 2 coworkers get blasted out of their minds on Spectrum vodka, and one of them makes a joke about how wild it would be if someone put wasps and mosquitoes together, doesn't wake up the next day with a promotion and a couple of 100,000 rabid insects on his back porch. I can appreciate a good joke as much as the next guy, but I got a message earlier today about making sure I increase quarterly yields, and it wasn't from you. If you wanted to, I don't know, bail me out sooner rather than later. I'd be most obliged. Bail me out. Hilda, put it bluntly, this place is one bad key press away from total disaster. Earlier today, I accidentally selected the begin pollination cycle function on this terminal. The cycle just activated. No password protection, no confirmation message, nothing. Yeah, it's a bad thing. As it so happened, there was a scheduled tour making its way through the orchards at about that moment. Somehow that idiot groundskeeper exterminator mechanicals got activated, giving the mosquito something to sting that wasn't the tour group. Those people barely got away with their lives, and I don't think we'll be so lucky next time. The supervisor apparently scheduled me for some kind of standard medical treatment, but when I come back, I better have a message from you apologizing for not responding to my message and containing an immediate transfer to somewhere that isn't here. I've had enough.
I'm going to address while you're waiting to change messages. I'll address a couple of things in chat real quick. First, Llama mentions Evangelion, but to be fair to that show, that was like a subversion of mech anime of its time. Like that show was meant to be all weird and fucked up.
Bennett has a very long video explaining about a lot of the origins of Evangelion. It wasn't
really
actually intended as a subversion. It was trying to follow the tropes of the time. The thing is, it wasn't a subversion. It wasn't a subversion of. It was trying to be, from what I recall, from the video like came out a year or 2 ago. It was more like it was trying to be a super robot show. It's just it was a super robot show that felt more like a grounded, realistic robot show.
Yeah, it was like a traumatic character study. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention, it also had coincided with the creator of its own mental health crisis, which is why things start getting weirder and weirder as the show goes on.
That's the whole thing. Usually these super robot shows are like, I'm going to get in the robot and I'm going to fight the other robots. But this is like, no, that's actually a horribly traumatic thing to do all the time. Like, that sucks.
Yeah, no, it's just it wasn't intended to be a subversion. It was just following what other shows were doing at the time. And now, if you look at original Gundam, like not a super robot show exactly, but even that had trauma in it.
Oh yeah, OG Gundam is extremely anti-war. Yeah.
Hilda, I reread my last message to you and I feel I owe you the deepest and most heartfelt of apologies. I have been such an entitled bore since I received this promotion. In reality, I should have been thanking you. To oversee the day-to-day coming and going of creatures as majestic as these wasp mosquitoes is a great honor. Congratulations on your promotion, by the way. I would have thought I'd be mad, especially considering how central my wasp mosquitoes were to your new position, but since that treatment, I found it difficult to stay mad about much of anything. I hope you enjoy Byzantium.
Yay.
Yeah, this person got the parasite.
Yep.
Also, Linkara, Dark Race in the chat mentions for your Peacemaker review for your end credits question, they're saying DC has an embargo on Batman where he cannot appear in live action unless it's a movie.
Yeah, that's what people are saying, that apparently it's rights issues related to the Adam West series, which is okay. God, rights issues are bullcrap.
Oh, don't get me started on rights issues where they can't have any. Okay. Because of the 1980s show Superboy, you cannot have a modern live-action show featuring Superboy.
Yeah, it's tied up. It's rights tied up with the Salkins and the original creators.
Also,
It's the entire reason why Smallville Superman never wears the costume until like the final episode.
Nice shot. Also, Captain Avenger says, were people upset at the ending of Evangelion?
Yes.
I don't know. Do you mean the ending? Or do you mean the end of Evangelion? Or do you mean the end of Evangelion, which is the reboot that has another third ending now?
I'm assuming they're referring to End of Evangelion.
I actually thought he meant the end of the first anime series, but the end of the second movie was also, like, way out there.
Evangelion just ends on drugs.
Yeah.
It ends on we ran out of money.
It really does. There's an episode where he's just holding a person in the mech's hand for, like, literal minutes of a still frame. It's infuriating.
Yep. We ran out of money.
Congratulations.
J Manor, Adam West, what the hell happened back then to cause this? More or less, ABC owned the rights to it, and they never let go of it because of reasons.
Yep. Which technically means because now ABC is owned by Disney, the rights for live-action Batman belongs to Disney at the moment.
Yeah, rights issues are bullcrap, and it's complicated.
Well, I was going to say, I would love to see one of these episodes. Like, this would get the show killed for sure, but I would love to see an episode where Superman shows up wearing a shirt that says, like, oh, I would wear the S, but, like, because of behind-the-scenes legal rights bullshit, I technically can't.
Like, I think, if I remember correctly, it's ABC, it was ABC that did Batman, and it's now Disney, who owns ABC, that has the rights to live-action Batman in a television show. Which is... Because it was
Why was Batman allowed to appear at the end of Gotham? Well, how much did he actually appear there?
Yeah. Same like with why was Clark Kent in the Smallville show allowed to wear the rights issues are bullshit. Rights issues are bullshit.
And he wasn't really a character in that shot, was he?
Yeah. Yet, however, Booster Gold is allowed to appear in anything. There are no rights bullshits with Booster Gold.
Or the Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah, why would there be?
There's just a guy.
There's also not really any rights issues with Wonder Woman, yet they don't want to do anything with her.
Alright, let's go talk to Ludovico. We'll sell a bunch of our junk. I just fast traveled. I didn't feel like dealing with the things over and over. Especially because the bullets weren't doing much.
Yeah. Like, they could easily make a new Wonder Woman show. There is nothing stopping them.
Linkara, do you have a favorite companion so far?
Of this?
For Outer Worlds.
Yeah, we spend most of our time with Parvati, and I think they're great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the space lesbian.
Parvati, I think, is the person that I would most like to hang out with, but I'm still intrigued by the Vicar and his story.
I still haven't done much with the Vicar story. And we got Sam. Sam's great.
What is Sam? Sam's the
Confront
robot.
the intruder.
Then he started going through Helen's things, and I figured maybe you want to word with him.
Ah.
Whoa.
Wow, it's Ono Michio from Yakuza.
Where'd you come from? Sorry, let me just get back in character. Whoa, 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 it's not what it looks like.
Wow.
Terrible.
One reason why I shouldn't kill you.
No need to get violent. There are as many reasons to spare my life as there are flavors in Rizzo's Spectrum.
Oh, this is the
vodka.
worst.
I'll give you 2 reasons. First, I am a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Enterprise.
You know, I was a tossball mascot.
Secondly,
Yeah.
I'm just here doing a job for a VIP. Mascot's honor.
What kind of job?
I am acting on behalf of Mr. Black Hole Birdie, the Holmeister, the Hack Attack. I don't have a lot of time, but Mr. Birdie sent me to retrieve a message, something he recorded from Ms. Bellamy while he was off his kilter.
Ooh, I kind of want to say we lie.
Yeah, you had a look. I found it already.
Recording? Oh, well, that's just sweeter than a fistful of purple berry punch.
Even at Life and Death, he's still doing
Birdie's gonna
slogans.
Slaughter me like a woolly cow. Will you meet me later over at the pilot house? I swear, from the bottom of my employment contract, I will tell you everything I know about Ms. Bellamy's demise.
Oh, you better. Tell me what you know now, or they'll have to rinse your remains out of that mascot outfit.
What? But I can't? Please don't hurt me. I'm sorry. I can't. Not here. I'm sorry. The Pilot House complex. Meet me there, and I'll tell you everything, I swear.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think you scared him.
That
I
was
did.
genuinely funny, though. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not what it looks like.
Also, there's apparently a recording around here.
A recruiting
Pretty
issue.
incriminating.
Yeah, multiple people in chat are saying, like, what, is he a Crunchberry? Is he a Kuba-Cola? Is he from Saga 2? I'm telling you, man, he's Ono Michio from Yakuza. Look it up.
I've never played a Yakuza game.
Look up Ono Michio. He's just a little mascot who goes, oh, no.
Site for your next publicity marketing campaign by endorsing for Indeed and the culture of Aussie itself. Don't understand why you and I must be enemies. Are we not both branches in the same tree of privilege? You command audiences with your masterly performances on the ether wave. This was a message to Ruth Bellamy from the Prophet of Profitability. And I command the attention of our corporate leaders. We're both cultural icons with the responsibility to set a good example. I'm disappointed to discover you've berated my seminars publicly and on official record. I take a particular umbrage in your characterization of my most recent seminar, spearheading your project, How to Motivate Your Workforce Using Ancient Weaponry, as a, and I quote, nonsensical vanity project from a dyed-in-the-wool buffoon. These are fighting words. Expect to hear from my personal auditor soon. Miss Bellamy, you're a talented actor. I've enjoyed all your roles across the years. I'm especially fond of your performance in Terror on Monarch. Ludovico doesn't appreciate the serials. Maybe that's why he never knows when he's being played. He still thinks you're here to endorse Spectrum Brown. Your performance isn't fooled. I feel like I know what you're up to. It's always a little disappointing when the audience is a few steps ahead of the plot. Interesting. Strange. I feel like I picked up half this stuff already.
Yeah, technically Gumby is currently owned by Disney as well.
Disney owns it all.
Although technically Gumby, Fox only owns, Disney only owns the rights to Gumby for I think the next 3 years.
Here's the thing. Why would anybody buy the rights to Gumby now? What the hell are you going to do with them?
Oh, Fox was planning on making a live-action Gumby movie.
Who's going to watch it?
Good question.
Your grandparents? Who the hell's going to watch that?
My brother, one of my brothers, a huge Gumby fan.
Hey, you never know. Maybe people out there just like want to check out, are discovering Gumby for the first time.
Oh.
Machine Gun Mark 7.
As for why my brother's a huge Gumby fan, I have yet to figure that one out.
Bourbon.
Oh shit! New Gumby movie just dropped.
The Gumby fandom will never be same again.
Oh god, and Gumby's gonna be played by Jack Black.
But yeah, they were planning on doing
Gumby.
a live action Gumby film, and I kept on thinking, how does that work?
You gotta get J.K. Simmons to play Gumby.
Because Gumby's entire thing was about the awesomeness of the claymation.
You know, as fun as J.K. Simmons was in like the 2000s, and then in Avatar and in Juno, he's become genuinely frightening with oh, for God's sake, the Invincible and the movie Whiplash.
Yeah,
And Gravity Falls.
Oh, he was in Gravity Falls as well. He was terrifying in Whiplash.
Yeah, he was great in Whiplash.
I haven't seen Whiplash.
He's. Oh wait. He's an abusive music teacher.
Oh, fun.
Like verbally abusive. He's not gonna kick your ass, but he's fucking frightening.
Yeah.
There's a scene where he chews somebody out in front of everybody, and like every other kid in that room, like they're all kind of huge actually. Like every single one of the kids in that room looks like they could be the school bully, and they all shut the fuck up because you absolutely know for a fact that at some point J.K. Simmons has harassed them too.
Yes, I think we call them from our terminal.
To be fair, J.K. Simmons will always be the best choice for J. Jonah Jameson, in my opinion.
I trust my barber. That was amazing.
Meat. I'll get you a pack of Christmas meat.
That's the one over there.
He was amazing.
An animated film was actually Gumby claymation thing.
Cycle began without my authorization. Fortunately, you managed.
Because I would mind a more claymation show cartoon.
Central to the orchards, you see. Losing them would have cost us months of production.
Oh, and J.K.
How about if you're live? Doesn't that bother you?
The orchards can be a dangerous place, but my workers understand the hazards. Something about this incident troubles me. The circumstances are suspicious. But let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Have you discovered anything?
G-Man Productions, in Super Chats, I prefer sharing random thoughts or facts to create conversation because of those moments are fun to watch back. I fail at jokes too much. The plot thickens, Administrator, as I reach for a cigarette.
You have my attention.
Dr. Blossom is dead, murdered by an unknown killer. Helen says on touring the Rizzo's RR&D lab. Someone stole data from your terminal's research and development. Let's go with Helen insisted on touring the lab.
Insisted? That's interesting. We'd scheduled a tour of the lab for Helen. Purely a public relations event to be held sometime in the indeterminate future. Then again, Helen and I were not well acquainted. I can't speak to her intentions.
He sounds so snooty.
He does sound snooty, yes.
I don't recall approving a private social gathering at the orchards. I'll have to make a note of this information. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Was there anything else?
Dr. Blossom is dead.
That's deeply upsetting. Dr. Leora Blossom was an extraordinary scientist.
The brilliant scientist.
Yeah, I love it.
She was Bardock.
On the loose, Inspector. As if the death of Halcyon Helen wasn't enough of a blow to our facility. Her commitment to her NDA was admirable. I'll make sure to accelerate the payout of her death benefits to her next of kin.
Criminy. All I know is she recognized the killer.
Interesting. The Rizzo's family is a small family, Inspector. Most of us recognize one another. Still, any information is good information. It troubles me to believe Leora could have been murdered by one of our own. If there's anything else you'd like to share, you have my attention.
Someone stole data from one of your terminals.
That's troubling, to say the least. Any transfer of proprietary data is strictly prohibited without my permission.
Nothing but research.
Yes, I share your suspicions. Someone didn't want you following their trail. This feels like more than corporate espionage. Someone's playing with us, Inspector. And I have never in my life enjoyed games.
Oh, boo.
Did you discover anything else?
Let you know if I learn anything else.
This incident at the orchards must be connected to Helen's murder somehow. I don't know how, but I feel it in my marrow. My apologies, Inspector. This case is under your jurisdiction, not mine. I leave it in your hands. When you're
I'll
ready,
talk
I
to you
suggest a word with the
tomorrow.
hotel coroner. She should have finished her autopsy by now.
Dr. Goodnight. Hey, why was there a suspicious-looking mascot in my room?
Why was there a suspicious-looking mascot in your room? I'm afraid I don't understand. Is this the lead-up to a joke?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I don't know why there was a mascot in your room. The Grand Colonial doesn't offer that kind of room service.
I'm sorry, what?
What kind of what?
Look, some people, I don't judge.
Some people like to battle mascots.
I am judging so hard right now.
I
Pretty
am just
interesting to say about Black Hole
confused.
Birdie.
Such as?
Birdie's secretly literate. He's worried Helen might have tried to blackmail him.
That's disappointing. Rizzo's holds their tossball team to high standards. We require semi-literacy or better. In any case, let me apologize for this.
Can you at least kind of
unfortunate
read?
business. I'm sure this mascot meant no harm.
Can you at least read your contract?
Yeah,
I'll take
right.
your word for it.
Was there anything else?
I'll be back.
We require semi-literate or better. I'm reminded of The Simpsons with I said dog or higher.
Persuade.
I remember the one. It's a rat. How dare you? I asked for dog or higher.
Exactly. I love that or higher doesn't make sense, but it really does.
Up our leadership.
And somebody asked earlier if I watched Daima yet. I have seen the first 2 episodes of Daima. I am conflicted on a few of the retcons. I mean, I'm okay with some of the retcons, but I'm conflicted on a few of them.
What floor would you like to visit? To the lobby we go.
So obnoxious.
Continue.
To the lobby we go. To the lobby we go.
Yep, gotta
I
find the
hold an
corner.
area. To the lobby I go. Oh.
You know what this reminds me of is like You've Got Mail and how we no longer hear that because it was fun for like 5 minutes and then we realized I just want to click my damn mail.
Yep.
You've got mail.
Speaking of which, RIP voice of You've Got Mail guy as of like 1 or 2 days ago.
Oh, that's sad.
He was like 74. He also appeared like, or did his voice in that old Simpsons episode where he was like WebMD before WebMD. Like, you have some like horrible disease or whatever. What can I do about this, doctor? Goodbye. And he just runs away.
You've got leprosy.
That's what it was.
Leprosy!
Goodbye. And he just sprints out of the room. They animated that. They just chose to program in him just booking it. You have a leprosy. Like, I think you could probably eyeball whether you've had leprosy.
Well, Lisa had put like oatmeal on them and stuff like that to make it seem like they had something.
Oh, man, I forgot that.
I remember the episode. It's one of those episodes that kind of had a non-ending.
Okay.
Oh, like the episode where like Homer becomes a missionary.
Yeah, it has an ending. It's just a very unsatisfying one. It's just like, we need to wrap this up in 5 minutes. Like, okay.
I like to. Oh God, could you imagine? I wonder if there's like someone online who like paid homage to that idea on their shows. Just like, oh no, the ending's gonna happen. Oh my goodness, I wonder if they're gonna get out of this one. Well, you'll find out if you can help by calling one of these people to donate to our cause. Pretty much, yeah.
Well, they also had a different way of intentionally doing a non-ending where Lisa said, like, what have we learned from this? And I was like, there's no lesson. Like, it's just a bunch of stuff that happens.
There's a bunch of stuff that happens. Danny Fenlon, favorite censorship X, he's in the Shadow Realm. Shadow Realm's a good one. The dark energy discs that will harm you, even though they are clearly spinning buzzsaws.
Well, there's also, like, they just blew up a plane. Oh, it's okay. I can see their parachutes, and there's clearly nothing there.
I can see their parachutes. They're okay.
God,
We'll send them to the stars.
It's too bad it's Sunday. That building will be
Yeah, too bad it's Sunday.
Too bad it's Sunday. Those buildings have been filled with people tomorrow.
I still remember that Phaelus joke about that. Like, oh, good old evacuate the city Sundays. Amazing.
Like, I get, like, the thing they're trying to go for with that is that on Sundays, there's less people working at an office, especially if it's in the morning. But, like, that doesn't mean there's nobody around.
Yeah, they blew up everything. Oh, good. Too bad it's Sunday. What are you talking about? Also, how do fans know about that? They just got here.
Well, maybe we should also work on a 7-day work week.
How do aliens even know about that?
There's also this is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps. That's a good one.
I mean, to be fair,
with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
The Monday to Friday is what got me with that one. That was a good one.
Monkey fighting snakes.
Productions says, speaking of endings, which show made you go, that's it? I don't know what to think of it. For me, it was Beware the Batman.
Teen Titans ending.
Yeah. Like, it makes a little more sense now that I've had years to think about it, but when I was watching it at first, I was mad.
No, I get what they're going for. They told us at the time what they were going for, and even now. But even years later, I'm like, yeah, it's still unsatisfying because it's still a freaking show. You presented a mystery and then didn't bother to solve it or even give hints about what was going on. It's just like, oh, she doesn't want to see you anymore. Well, why? Yeah. How is she not dead anymore? How is she not a statue anymore?
The worst was probably Sopranos.
Like, something! Give us something! You can't just do that. The previous episode would have made a better finale. We're not talking about real life. We are talking about a television show with characters and plots and things going on. Yes, in real life, you don't get satisfaction. You don't necessarily get everything. But we're not experiencing real life. We're experiencing a narrative. Tell us what's going on.
Also, to a degree, I'll say Game of Thrones, although that wasn't quite so much that's it as it was like that's what you went with.
Yeah. Animorphs is another one. I really do get what K.A. Applegate was going. Just to key in the fact that, yes, I made an Animorphs joke in the latest episode. Like, yeah, I get it. Because war is unsatisfying. It's the war never ends, and if you're unsatisfied with this, fight to prevent wars and stuff from happening. Like, yeah, but you presented a mystery, and we want closure after so many books.
You know what show I have a feeling of? That's it. That's how it ends. Erie, Indiana.
Yeah, Erie, Indiana never really got a proper conclusion, if I recall correctly.
Yep, they never even fully finished up the whole Dash X plotline. It's like, this really?
What was the show where...
Lord A.J. Drucken, I missed the start of the rant. What the hell happened? We were talking about unsatisfying conclusions to things.
The one with Bobby Ewing in the shower.
Also, how the hell am I supposed to get all the way over there? Like, is there a...
I'll also throw in, by the way, even though I didn't watch the show, so I didn't have a personal stake in it, like, famously, Quantum Leap was like, yeah, he never did find his way back.
He never made his... And they misspelled his name, too.
Okay, here's the actual thing, though. They actually used that for the new Quantum Leap show, where the entire thing was the main character started his leaping to try and find him.
And that got an unsatisfying ending.
And then that got an unsatisfying ending because the show got canceled.
Okay, I need to find a vending machine or something to drop off my stuff because I want to start sprinting again.
Or Crystal got canceled.
Can I go to the ship or something?
Another unsatisfying ending, the reboot Thundercats show.
Oh, wasn't that because it just like they deemed it unsuccessful, so it didn't have... Yeah, like, it's not fair if they didn't have time to have an ending. Like, that's like every TV show from the 2000s onward.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. It's one of those shows that got canceled because Cartoon Network was annoyed that girls were buying the toys meant for boys.
No, I know. It was the same thing that happened with Young Justice. But the point is, though, like, I'm not going to blame the show for that. That's just, like, idiotic meddling.
Yeah, I'm going to blame Cartoon Network for that and their stupid thing of, why are girls buying these toys we want boys to buy?
Maybe yeah, but that's not like, that was your ending? Like, there wasn't an ending.
If you're looking for something that wasn't messed with Sopranos.
I've never seen The Sopranos.
No, that was an ending that confused people, but it makes sense in retrospect. I think the idea is supposed to be that he got whacked, because they set that up in an earlier episode. Like, oh, that's what happens. It all goes black. You just fucking die. So I think the implication is that he got, like, assassinated.
I have a good one. Because it's both a good ending and a frustrating ending at the same time. Spider-Man, the animated series from the 90s.
At least,
Yeah,
at least it felt, I'm okay with Spider-Man the Animated Series ending because it felt like a conclusion to everything. And while we didn't get to see the reunion between him and MJ, she said, "Hey, we're gonna go and get MJ now. We can infer that it happened at least." And there was audio that they released of them doing just that. Just like they brought the actors back and they recorded a thing as part of a promotion for some other project.
Not only that, but they also had a thing in X-Men 97 showing that.
Yeah, it showed them together and back in their old clothes. So clearly something happened. And if you infer and if you think that like Spider-Man Unlimited is a sequel to animated series, then yeah, there's definitely closure.
Yeah.
Also, Danny Fenlon says Samurai Jack's season 4 ended so bad that they released a game with a true ending to retcon it.
Then, of course, there was a Sliders ending, because the Sliders ending was a matter of, we're going to try to leave it on a cliffhanger to try to convince the higher-ups to make another season, and nope! So it just ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's why actually, no, you know what the absolute best example ever is of a show that did that, like, it is an ending, although it wasn't supposed to be. It's, like, by far my favorite TV series ending is Mortal Kombat Conquest, where Shao Kahn and his goons just fucking kill everybody and win definitively.
Yep.
And there was supposed to be a season 3 where they get ready to fight back, but then the show just fucking ends. And you're like, it's like the most audacious ending, like, ever.
Blake Seven's ending is kind of infamous. Everybody dies.
But which one?
Blake 7.
Oh, Blake 7. And by the way, T Elite says Tatooine Ghost. We really aren't told if Leia got to stop Mon Mothma from canceling a mission. We don't really have clear conclusion to emotional plot. Just jump to hyperspace. Han, why do you want a kid? That sounds frustrating.
I know people didn't like the How I Met Your Mother.
Zen, we cannot hear you. Step close to the microphone.
Okay.
I know some people really don't like the How I Met Your Mother ending, but I like it.
I've never seen How I Met Your Mother.
I've never seen that, but yeah, I remember people being upset about that ending.
People were bothered by the ending. Also, Captain Avenger mentions My Name is Earl, which I heard had like a bad ending or a non-ending, but the show creator came out and said what the original ending was going to be, which is actually amazing, which is that he learned later that his, like, I don't know if you know the premise of the show.
I've never seen it before, so I have no idea.
The basic premise of the show is that at some point he decided to create a list of like every single time he messed something up or pissed somebody off, and he's trying to correct that like one step at a time and like make up with people he's bothered at some point. It's a clever idea. Apparently the show ended badly. I don't know how it ended, but the show creator said that the ultimate end was going to be that he realized what a positive effect he had on all the people that he was interacting with through the course of the show, and they had made their own lists and were starting to try similar things. That's an amazing ending, but that didn't end up getting to air.
That kind of reminds me of 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd, which also had a non-ending.
Oh, God.
And Pay It Forward.
Yeah, same idea, yeah.
Another show that had a rather non-ending that I could think of is...
Here they come.
Okay, here's an example of something that's not a TV show. As a kid, I really loved the Lemony Snicket series of Unfortunate Event book. They ended with a non-ending where
the book's ending was amazing.
I didn't like it because, like, here's the thing. They did set up from the start that it was going to be a bad ending. The problem is they don't answer 95% of the questions, so it's all mysteries.
No, but like, what I thought was like amazing about the books was that like there was some like mushroom or something that released some incredibly lethal disease like everywhere except for where they were, but they weren't sure if it actually happened or not, so they were getting ready to sail back to the mainland. Is everybody dead? I don't know, and that's just how the series ends. It's like, wow.
I think that's fine, but I just wish they told us what VFD was.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the worst non-endings in all of animation.
Oh, animation.
I still, to this day, want them to make something to continue it because it bothers me so much. Reboot.
Why were they
Oh,
looking for the sugar bowl? I must know these questions. They don't answer anything.
By the way, speaking of literary, I'm surprised. Like, here's a famous one that made everybody mad, and this is another one, like you said, Zen, where the book explicitly tells you, like, you might want to stop reading here. Like, at the second to last chapter, like, I'm telling you now, you might want to stop reading here. The Dark Tower.
Ah, okay.
Because that final chapter was like, I see what you did there, but, like, son of a bitch. It was so annoying.
I haven't seen the Netflix show, but apparently they did stuff with that. The thing is, though, like, I saw the adaptation with the movie, and that was enough for me. So the Netflix show, like,
I heard the movie wasn't very good.
The movie was bad.
But if you are a fan of Reboot, you got to the point where you eventually get to season 4, and you have the Daemon Rising and the My Two Bobs movies, which are season 4. And My Two Bobs ends with Megabyte winning.
Oh, so it's like Mortal Kombat Conquest, where you're just like, wow, where's this gonna go? And then that's the series.
And Mainstream Entertainment said that they were going to make a movie to complete it. A full-on theatrical movie to end Reboot. That didn't happen.
Yeah,
Instead
it's like Mortal Kombat Conquest, except that was supposed to be a season.
Instead, in 2009, we got a webcomic, which continued to offer My Two Bobs. Which also ended on a cliffhanger saying, the movie is coming soon. Please keep an eye out.
Nice.
And then we got the crappy show that was Guardian Code, which was trying to turn Reboot into Code Lyoko.
Code Lyoko already had a reboot, which was its own thing that was not good.
And it was so bad that most Reboot fans view the reboot show of Reboot as not existing.
That makes me think of, like, this isn't quite the same thing as a continuation. I mean, it kind of is. But, like, the animated... the manga was always going through all this time, but, like, the animated Berserk, where it was a 90s show and it stopped, like, right at the eclipse. And you're like, okay, are they ever going to do another animated Berserk? And they finally did in the 2010s, and it was on a shoestring budget, and it looks like crap, and it's just like, all right.
And then they had more Berserk after that.
Craig McNichol, they literally said when they were talking about the making of Guardian Code that they were inspired by Code Lyoko.
In terms of endings, I finally saw the ending to Archer a couple days ago.
Oh, did that end?
Yep.
Okay.
Officially last season, and then they had a 3-part sort of movie. You can see where the episode breaks were in it, but basically it's like an hour-long movie concluding things. And while it's not I wouldn't say it's a great finale, it's a finale, and it feels like they could easily pick up again with more stuff if they wanted to. I would have, but I'd say Archer gets a relatively happy ending. Kind of a weird ending, but still an ending for him.
I still haven't seen the final season of Archer yet.
I haven't seen much of Archer, although we have been watching. I've been showing Eliza Bob's Burgers, which has the same voice actor.
Yep.
And season was a little bit rough, but I liked it a lot.
There is also a bit in Archer where they do a quasi crossover with Bob's Burgers.
Huh.
For that.
Also, I'm reminded, by the way, of I think at this point they cobbled together an ending. But do you remember when Adult Swim just started canceling all these shows that people were waiting for more of, like Metalocalypse?
Megas and Polar. Oh wait, no, Megas is an Adult Swim. Never mind.
Yeah, Adult Swim. But the Venture Brothers, like, now it has like a sort of movie wrap up, which I still haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
But the TV, the episode where the TV series ended was like one of the worst possible ways to end the show, because it wasn't an ending. It was like, it was cut off prematurely. But the Monarch had like a revelation, which is probably not the biggest spoiler, but I won't say it anyway. It's been implied throughout the series, but he got confirmation of it. and it does one of those comical things where it cuts to the outside of the ship he's in, and he goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And that's how the season ends, and then it turns out that was how the series ends.
Yeah.
And you're like, really? But now they have a movie that is supposed to wrap that up, but like that was maddening at the time. And Metalocalypse had like a sort of movie follow-up to its latest season, which was sort of an ending, but I think now they have also like another movie that's supposed to wrap things up.
Captain Adventure 1993, favorite lines you use often from Archer. Phrasing. Phrasing's a big one.
Phrasing!
I got tired of phrasing, but it was fun while it lasted.
Are we not doing phrasing anymore?
Just a tip.
I don't use any line often from Archer, but one that I really like was from episode 1, where Cyril talks about how they always make stir fry on Fridays. Guess what we call that day? And he's like, Stir Friday. And he's like, wow, that's much better. Like, that just really made me laugh. And you never learned what his name was for it.
One of my favorite lines for Archer from Archer was, it's like glitter in my eyes.
The dust! It's like glitter in my eyes.
Like,
man, when you fight on a train, you don't really realize that you're on the train.
Yeah.
I also like Rampage.
Rampage is always good. We've used that before in the streams. And of course, literally, not figuratively.
Serpentine.
Serpentine is actually from a different movie altogether.
All right. Okay.
Actually, they might have used Serpentine at 1 or 2 points. Because the kind of references they make, they would have referenced Serpentine.
Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm paying
I
half
want to
attention.
fly the plane!
I'm paying half attention, but did you get a new gun, or is that still the same one?
No, it's still the same one I've been using.
Okay, I'm going crazy. Let's see, the original series for...
And right now I'm rewatching Dreamland, because I really loved Dreamland.
There you go.
The season 8 of Archer, Dreamland, where it's the first of the Dream seasons, but but what I love about these seasons, especially this first one, is it's basically a reflection of Archer's psyche and how he sees everyone else around him.
Oh dear.
He sees himself as a hero who's competent, but always getting roped into things that he doesn't want to do. He sees like Mother as an overbearing mafia boss. He sees Cyril as an authority figure who's just being an asshole for no good reason.
Sidekick Nick 4, favorite Tony Todd role that isn't Candyman.
He's been around, but I don't actually...
He's been around. He played a couple of roles in Star Trek. He was Worf's brother. He was also an older Jake Sisko in a beautiful, wonderful episode called The Visitor. I really recommend that one.
I was told that he...
I don't know if I've seen a lot of the stuff he's been in.
I was told that he voiced one of the characters from Transformers Prime, Dreadwing, I think.
I think he was Venom in the new Spider-Man 2 game.
Yes.
My favorite role for him, other than Candyman, would have to be William Bloodworth.
I'll have to look
Was
up
that
his
we're
stuff. I know he's been around for decades, but I just haven't seen it.
So we're in the Coca-Cola Museum here.
Nice.
If you don't know who William Bloodworth is, that's the mortician from the Final Destination films.
Haven't seen him.
Oh yeah.
Where he was in the first, second, and fifth ones.
I've only seen 2, and 2 kind of scarred me for life, and the whole Final Destination thing. It's a whole thing.
And there's a new one coming out next year.
There's more Final Destination.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't think I've seen like anything he's been in, and I know he's been around a lot.
Final Destination isn't final or reaching a destination, so it's a lot.
Well, it's death. That's the point.
Trying to clean up all of Death's mistakes.
Yeah, but he keeps making mistakes.
Well, yeah, that's because people keep on getting visions and changing how Death's plan is supposed to be. And this new one is called Bloodlines, and it's supposed to, according to what I've read of things, it's supposed to be how life that wasn't supposed to exist gets handled by death.
I haven't his IMDb page is like it goes on for miles, and I haven't seen any of this stuff.
Well,
Rizzo's company policy clearly states that all proprietary mascots must exhibit signs of physical life.
Thank you, Discrepancy Amplifier. You're so helpful.
Well, this is bad news.
Well, that's a news radio clip. Well, this is bad news.
There is one thing that I've seen him in, and it was a very minor role where he's killed off quickly in the first Wishmaster movie. The name is Valentine. Johnny Valentine.
Smallest caliber ammunition ever seen. Those are small wounds.
Unusually small entry wounds indicate exotic weaponry. Closest approximations are 1. Incident involving a game of darts. 2. The Needler.
The Needler? You mean that Halo weapon?
That's what I was
Your
thinking.
confusing thesis has captured my attention.
Gun carried and wielded by Halcyon Helen, famously deployed
Interesting.
by Halcyon Helen in Terror on Monarch. This weapon was responsible for executing the Chief of the Savages, played by Spencer Woolridge.
Think he'd miss his outfit?
This unit is incapable of
Yes,
providing
Tony Todd was in The Rock, which is
This
great.
unit is also
Yeah, I've heard that was a
incapable
good
of
one, but I
answering
have
rhetorical
only
questions.
seen the Wishmaster.
You've never seen The Rock with Nicolas Cage?
Nope.
The Rock. It
is one of
potential
the-
evidence, yeah.
That's Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah, I know.
Nicolas Cage.
Didn't Sean Connery also star in that one?
Yes,
Yep.
it also
Yeah.
has Sean Connery.
Yeah, The Rock, I think, was supposed to be a Bond movie that didn't end up becoming a Bond movie.
And it's also one of Michael Bay's first movies.
Yeah, and legitimately good, yeah.
Corporate brand. Suspicious residue detected.
High concentration of ethanol. Someone's brewing moonshine with antiseptics.
Excellent deduction, Inspector. Imbibing of unauthorized beverages is strictly prohibited under Rizzo's company law. Ingredients include antiseptic alcohol, sucrose, and unidentifiable miscellaneous organic material. Closest match. Counterfeit spirits available at the Piraeus spaceport.
Counterfeit alcohol.
Bootlegging.
Very interesting.
This plot is getting very thick.
Wish I had a telescope like this back in the Vale. Of course, the company.
Thick like
plans
fog.
different parts.
To be fair, Pearl Harbor is the film that caused the fallout between Michael Bay and Bruckheimer.
And also led to Bayformers.
Yes, but that's all because of the fallout between Bay and Bruckheimer.
But
Yep.
that's another story.
One of my favorite little. This isn't really about Michael Bay per se, but have you ever heard the movie commentary for Armageddon with Bruce Willis?
I know
I
of that,
have not.
yeah.
Yeah, because there's one moment where
It's like Ben Affleck talking,
Yep,
just like
Ben Affleck.
why would they? And he asked Michael Bay, why would they send oil people into space instead of just teaching the astronauts how to operate the drill machine? And Bay is just like,
point at the ground, and turn it on.
shut up, you don't understand movies, you don't understand.
But the line of the commentary that really got me, though, was when they were supposed to be, like, floating around in zero-G or whatever, and I guess the actors weren't doing it to Michael Bay's liking, and he was like, come on, guys, didn't they teach you this at acting school? And he was like, no, Michael, they didn't teach us zero-G pantomime at acting school, and, like, the way he said that just was so funny.
Oh my god.
J-Man
and
Productions,
J-Man
any movie that
said-
you thought it would have been great if it wasn't a bad adaptation of something else? Example, Disney's Pocahontas. Great moments, but brah.
There's a bunch of stuff like that, like Artemis Fowl, people said would have been good. The Percy Jackson movies could have been good, but weren't, to the point where the author hates them.
Nah.
Aragon.
Yeah, Aragon's
There are
another
three in
one.
particular that always come to my mind. Final Fantasy The Spiritual End would be a great movie if it wasn't Final Fantasy.
There's a lot of
true.
Star Trek stuff that I feel like if this wasn't this isn't Star Trek to me, it would be fine as its own thing. But the fact that they're calling it Star Trek bothers me.
Well, you know what? World War Z, then.
The Marlon Wayne Dungeons and Dragons film would be a good fantasy adventure film if it wasn't called, well...
I was genuinely thinking of Dungeons and Dragons as well, yes.
Halloween 3
And
has a
third-
really bad rap because it's considered a Halloween movie, even though it's unconnected to everything else.
Halloween 3 is great.
Halloween 3 is great. It's just because they slapped the name Halloween 3 on it, its reputation took a nosedive, and there are still people who are annoyed by it, by the bait and switch.
It would have been better if Halloween were just an anthology series, but they did 2 movies with Michael Myers, so
Yep.
like, why doesn't the 3rd movie have Michael Myers?
Yep.
Well,
And-
that's the thing. Also, plot. Oh, never mind. If I recall correctly, that was the plan, but because the first movie did so good with Michael Myers, they did the sequel. Then they did like the 3rd movie, and like it was more of like an audience like, what the heck is going on here? Not realizing Halloween was going to be an anthology, but because of Mike Myers' popularity, they focused only on Mike Myers.
And if they'd been smart, they would have made Halloween. They would have tied Halloween 6 back into Halloween 3 instead of having the obscure character from Halloween 1 come back again. Make it Halloran. Make it is it Halloran or Caloran? I can't remember now. Make the villain of Halloween 3 be the recurring guy. Tie it into that movie and the cult, and make the Thorn cult the same guys who did the masks.
Yeah.
Also,
That way, Halloween 3 doesn't become this weird thing, the weird diversion. It's tied back into the mythology. So while it's a weird diversion, it is part of the plot. Just do that. Why is that so hard?
Also, chat's mentioning a couple of movies. Black Cauldron's a really good one because they made it shit when they didn't have to, and the villain is still legitimately scary in that movie.
Kangaroo Jack. That could have been a good movie if they didn't advertise it as
Was that an adaptation?
No, but the thing, they advertised it so heavily on the kangaroo being able to talk and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because that's only with one drug sequence.
Honestly, same for Snakes on a Plane. It was supposed to be a drama, but all the ads had Samuel Jackson's famous line.
But the 3rd film that I would say would be great if it wasn't trying to be an adaptation is iRobot. It's not a
Chat mentioned
bad.
that one as well. Yeah.
iRobot is a great movie, just not a great adaptation, but still fun.
And I hate it because one of my favorite books is Isaac Asimov's iRobot.
You know, I never read that one. Of Asimov, I read the Foundations trilogy, but that was spectacular.
Like, I love Asimov.
And yeah, H-Pred, the Black Cauldron movie was an amalgamation of the first 2 novels, but it also had incredibly obnoxious comic relief.
You're not really slug, are you? It's okay. You can tell me.
Woolly piss. Why'd we decide to do this?
Woolly piss? What?
That's how we talk.
Woolly cows.
Oh.
No.
Get out of here.
Did you come to say hi?
You guys get out of here and go home.
Get out of here, go home.
God, I'm so charming.
We're good at our jobs.
Well, Black Hole Bertie. That's who we're on our way to see.
Well, you know what? Here's another one. I Am Legend.
Just a bit.
Because, like, the entire ending was dramatically altered.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very different from the Omega Man, which is based on, which is the Omega Man is such a good book.
Well, it was based off of I Am Legend, the book.
Unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. I'm marketeer Joseph Dempsey, here to make your shopping experience as pleasant and normal as possible.
As normal as possible. It's really normal.
But I don't know, that's a little bit too normal.
But yeah, like the way the book ended was like he realized that he's the boogeyman now. Like the world is vampires and he's the guy who hunts them down when they sleep, and like he has become the legend, and like, oh my god, what have I become? That is not how the movie ends.
Nope.
Yep. To be fair though, they originally wanted to go with that ending for the movie.
Yeah,
but it
they
didn't
changed
test
it.
well with audiences.
Book, plasma carbine.
I don't care that it didn't test well with audience. You're missing the point of it by changing it like that.
Oh, it made me sad. Yeah, that's the point, jackass. Not every movie needs a happy ending.
A happy ending and well, one's a version of a happy ending. Is what
Can you imagine if they pulled that shit with Romeo and Juliet? Like, change the ending. That made me feel down. Like, are you stupid?
Let's change the ending to Oppenheimer.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's change the it'd be even worse if they said, "Hey, let's change the ending to Julius Caesar."
It's a little bit of a downer ending there.
He got stabbed by everyone, including his best friend.
Kind of a bummer. I think we should. I think we can make it a happier ending. Ultimatum, plasma carbine. We have 2 plasma carbines. I think we do. Light assault rifle.
Oh yeah, Mike Manhattan. I have played Star Fox Adventures. It's a pretty okay game that has Star Fox like awkwardly shoehorned into it. How do you transition between planets? We'll make those the Star Fox segments, I guess. The game's okay, but like if you came in hoping for Star Fox, man, were you gonna be mad?
Here's the thing. The Star Fox Adventures is my favorite Star Fox game.
Same.
Because
I'm not interested in playing Star Fox games. Adventures is fine though.
I don't like the regular Star Fox games because I feel like they're too rusty for me. And I play Star Fox Adventures. I'm having a lot of fun. It's Zelda Light.
Sidekick Nick says, if you're going to make big changes like that to a story, make it something interesting in its own right. Don't make it more generic. That's one of my issues with the Watchmen movie. I was on board with some of the changes with the Watchmen movie because the squid stuff was pretty weird. I do like the idea of mistrusting an actual superpowered character more than I do like, waha, look at this weird shit.
I prefer the squids. It needs to be an alien outside force because they already know they can't unite to stop Dr. Manhattan, especially when he nukes 12 cities at once. What are they supposed to do? An unknown alien force that they cannot understand, that never needs to actually show up. Is something like we already know it's dead because it showed up dead. Versus, the guy who nuked 12 cities at once. Well, we don't stand a chance against him, but I guess we'll unite against him.
I still think for the most part, Watchmen did a great job in its adaptation.
Yeah. By the way, to this day...
For the most part.
To this day, like, probably one of my favorite movie trailers I've ever seen.
No joke. I don't think I've ever seen Watchmen. So there you go.
Black Hole Birdie's hat.
Yeah, not my favorite.
I still have it on here on the soundboard.
And Watchmen is one of very few movies I've actually seen in the theater multiple times.
Okay, I've only seen one movie in theater multiple times.
No, it was me.
And for watching 2 movies in the movie theater.
I'm an inspector and a damn good one.
That makes sense.
Watchmen and like The Lion King, I think, for me.
If you don't count the movies that I watched in the theaters multiple times while I was working in the theater because I had to run the projection machine.
Nice.
Incompleto.
I've seen 2 movies in the theaters multiple times.
He stole the rapper's hat.
It's a very nice hat.
The wrap up.
The first one was the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. For a dumb reason.
You weren't wearing that hat.
Doing plot stuff.
Helen's gone. She's gone and nothing I do will bring her back. I've been trying to find who did this. That's what she would do. Track down the killer and bring them to justice. But I'm stumped. And not very clever. Being bright was always Helen's thing.
Maybe I can help. I was hired to solve Helen's murder.
Oh, so you're the inspector. Hope you have more luck figuring things out than me.
You gotta believe.
Ask me some questions, huh? I'm sure you're asking everybody questions. You can find Helen's killer. So, how do I help?
First of all, take that ridiculous thing off your head.
Yeah, I just want to say I gotta believe you.
Maybe it's the future's version of a fez. I don't know.
Oh, the picnic. Right. I get real mad sometimes. Ugly mad. Something I've been working on, but when Helen said we were through, I lost it.
Broke up? That must have been rough.
Helen meant everything to me. I didn't take the split well. And now I can never apologize.
What did you do after the picnic?
I got blotto with the other Rangers.
What?
You know, soaked.
My name is Otto. I like getting blotto.
I think he means drunk.
The team noticed I was in a bad way when I got back to the hotel. When I told them Helen and I were Splitsville, they wanted to cheer me up. We were up the pole afore evening. The hotel staff said we was bothering the other guests on account of all the crying and yelling and practice body tackling. Zeke said we should move elsewhere, get some air.
Probably a good call. Where'd you go?
We ended up at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve.
Okay.
Somebody wanted to pet a woolly cow. There was this one cow off away from the others. Zeke figured it'd be a laugh to get her drunk. One thing led to another, and I
don't
think we might have maybe, you know, stolen her.
You may have to.
What'd you steal a cow for?
I don't know. We were drunk, and we made bad choices.
Cow tipping.
I know how that feels.
Cow napping.
It's so hard to be all by
Could have been worse. It could have been a tiger.
My memory's a little muddled after that. I guess me and the team got split up, because I know I was on my own at the pilot house for a time.
Anyone from the pilot house back that up?
I reckon not. See, I went to the weather station. I was looking for where Helen stashed her data pad for safekeeping, right? She'd asked me to get it in mind. I wasn't stealing. I'm no thief.
Right. I do believe you.
Sure did. Only there was a guard out there who found me. She started yelling about how I was trespassing and in serious trouble. Thing is, it was real dark out there. So dark, she couldn't tell who I was. Long story short, I got out of there. Ran like the Rangers were down by 3, and I just bronzed the toss ball in the Friday zone.
The Friday zone.
This is a strange Twilight Zone reboot.
Yeah, I mean, no. Nope. No one else.
We ever see how tossball is played?
I have not. Birdie, come on, man. Who is it?
I don't want to tell you. I'll get in trouble.
Not having a witness puts you in much bigger trouble. What do you think, Parvati? After a little good inspector, bad inspector? Birdie, I want to help you. My partner here isn't so patient. Oh boy, when Sam flies off the handle.
Let Sam help you get a handle on murdering germs. Whether through incineration, vaporization, pulverization, or electrostrangulation, Sam kills it all.
Jeez Louise.
Automech just call me a germ?
He's a loose cannon. You don't want to get on his bad side.
A sanitary dispenser for firing.
Coolly wait for Bird. Now, Sam, you hold on. This guy's gonna cooperate, right?
Jeez. Look, I talked to Auric, okay? Auric West. Hangs out around the spaceport. He's the one who taught me the breathing exercises I use to calm down.
Murderous confidant, secret pair with whom you're having a torrid affair. Is that so hard?
Confidant is like confidence. What's torrid mean?
Take a lot of blows to head playing tossball, huh?
Not sure how that's related. So now you have the whole story. After I talked to Auric, I went back to the hotel. Woke up the next morning with Helen's data pad in my hand and the hangover to end all hangovers. Don't know if I'll ever.
Connor, don't chew cord.
No, it's not corded.
Oh, the Velcro.
Is that a beer you're drinking?
Oh, I mean the hard stuff. Beer doesn't count.
Oh, of course.
Anyway, you ought to take Helen's data pad. Maybe you'll have better luck understanding her notes. Either she was writing in code or I'm dumber than a bag of hammers. I tried for hours to crack her notes, but it's
I don't want to say anything, but
being bright was Helen's thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping the notes are really easy.
They're both.
Okay. And listen, I want to help you find her killer, Inspector. I knew Helen better than anybody. And it'd be handy to have a guy like me around, in case anybody gives you trouble.
More of the
Located.
I'm not threatening nobody. Gee, try to help someone out. I'll head back to the Grand Colonial then. Unless you need me for anything else.
No, you're free to go.
No, I was gonna say what I need is for you to take that ridiculous thing off.
It's like, look at this hat.
What kind of hat is that? Oh, that's an elf hat, but it has 2 points.
It's like 2 points here. It's just like
it. Like in the cutscene when he's talking, it looked like Parappa the Rappa's hat, but like now I see
a little beanie.
Zigzag. It's literally a zigzag point.
it is Look, I don't think your Sonic the Hedgehog cosplay is going very well.
By the way, the reason why I wound up going to the theater to see the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie multiple times is because bomb threat, fire alarm, bomb threat.
Oh, jeez.
Dear God.
Well, it is 10 o'clock, so I think we are going to call it a night here. We haven't learned too much. We know that the assassin is still around and trying their best to throw us off the investigation.
The monster.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, once again, space capitalism is the worst.
Yes.
But who knows? Maybe we'll get another curveball. But it's looking like Helen was investigating the planet, and she got deaded.
Oof.
We will see if that is indeed how things play out next week. Otherwise, I want to thank my wonderful guests, Eliza.
Oh, it's great being here. I promise the Resident Evil Thon will resume tomorrow. I spent last week all sick.
Lotus Prince.
Yeah, thank you for having me as well. Tomorrow I'm going to be streaming Stonekeep, Wednesday for patrons, Phantasy Star 2, and Friday for everybody, Silent Hill 2 Remake. And there might be a surprise on Tuesday as well.
Nice. And Xandru.
There will be streamings Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Monday, Tuesday will be Twitch. I will be doing art and just doing a random stream on Tuesday. Friday will be the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Community Night. So if you want to get your game on, if you got Master Duel or EDO Pro or Omega, then get your game on.
Very nice. Otherwise, keep a lookout in the next few days for the Guiding Light review. I think it's going to be a fun one. I'm working on multiple reviews at once here to try to get everything done with before Christmas, including stuff for Christmas. I have finally finished up the basic modifications for the action figure. I will lose some articulation, not like, you won't be able to move it, but like how much you'll be able to move it will be different based off of the figure. Like, I just wanted to cover up the joints and everything like that, so I won't be able to go all the way back like that, but like, still a reasonable amount. But otherwise, I will hopefully have those ready by December for Christmas.
Oh, heck yeah.
But we will see. Otherwise, if anyone wants to throw any support behind me, especially buying Robomats, Comicron 1 models, or Winter of 83 or something like that, check out the links in the description. Check out the store envy. Otherwise, y'all have yourselves a good rest of the evening. And remember, space.
Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
In space, no one will hear your pocket scream.